Question 5 here is asking us to consider some function that is going to satisfy the given inequality. 5 minus x squared is less than or equal to f of x, which is less than or equal to 5 cosine x. So if this is true for all real values, the question wants us to determine what the limit as we go to 0, right? Limit as x approaches 0 of f of x is going to be. Okay. We've talked about this before. We should immediately identify that this is referring to the squeeze theorem. So if we have two expressions, right, or what we'll consider two functions, and these are bounding the function of interest, right? So I have a left side function, I've got a right side function, and it's kind of bounding or squeezing this middle function in, right? What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and prove if the limit of the left hand function and the right side function, I'm going to try and prove if the limit of each of those are the same. If the limits are, then I could deduce that the limit of the middle function, f of x, is also that same value, right? So for example, if the limit of left side is 1 and the limit of the right side is 1, then the middle one has to be 1, right? Because this is in between the other two and both of the sides go to 1. So the only result could be 1. Okay, let's kind of put this all together, make more sense of this, okay? So according to the squeeze theorem, which is what we're trying to use, like we talked about, right? So I'm going to identify, I want to use the squeeze theorem. So according to the squeeze theorem, we recognize that the limit as x goes to 0 of this side over here, what is this going to equal? Well, when I plug in 0, I would get 5 minus 0 squared would be 5 minus 0, 5. I'm hoping that that's also equal to the limit as x goes to 0 of 5 cosine of x. Is it going to be? Well, let's plug in 0. 5 times cosine of 0. Cosine of 0 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. So we see that both of these are going to equal 5, right? So according to the squeeze theorem, since the limit of this left side bounded function and the right side bounded function are both going to be 5, right? The limit as x approaches 0 of each of these is 5. Then we can make the claim that the limit as we go to 0 of f of x would also equal 5, right? Considering that they already gave us this inequality to be true, right? I'm just using the squeeze theorem based on this inequality and evaluating the limit of each side, and therefore knowing that the limit of the inside would be bounded by the limit of the other two, right? Perfect. There we go. Question 5, using the squeeze theorem.